So I know a lot of you guys are having the two big issues on Google Classroom pretty consistently. So I thought I'd make a screencast to make it a little clearer. So the first thing is that right now I'm in the student view. So I joined Mr. Venegas's class as a student. So I can see it just like you would see it if you were in Mr. Venegas's class. But when you click on a form, for most people, this is working just fine. But for some people, it seems that Google keeps defaulting to a different email address rather than your school email address. So this Google form, this online expectations agreement, that is owned by Elk Grove. And so if you're not in your Elk Grove district email, then it's not going to let you sign in. Now I know you have to be you have to be in your Elk Grove district email to be in Classroom. But for some reason, when you click this button, it will often change back to your default email address. So there's a couple things you can do here. You can either change your default email address to your school one. You can, when it pops up, it'll come up with an error message that says you can't access the document or the form or whatever it is that you're trying to access. So what you can do is hit switch user or change user and just tell it to go to the school email, which should still be signed in. Okay, so that's just like 2 extra clicks that unfortunately you have to do. Or what you can do is just make sure that you go up to this top right corner and the only thing signed in is your school email. So that's another way that you can handle this. So that should solve that problem. I really recommend you create a different browser window for each of your uh, Gmail users. If you use multiple Gmail accounts, that's what I do, so that I keep everything in a different spot. So I have my work email in one browser and my personal email in another browser, and then that way this never happens. But if that's a little too complicated for you, that's all right. Don't worry about it. The other thing I wanted to mention is that on some of these assignments, you'll see that we have Word documents, and Word documents don't play as nicely with Google Classroom as Google Documents do. So what I want you to do is if you go to an assignment that has a Word document, like this one right here, genetics review pretest, that's a Word document because it says Word right there. When you click it, it'll take you to the assignment, but it won't really let you edit here. Okay. So there's a couple of ways that you can handle this. You can, once you get to this screen, go over here and hit open in new window. And then that will allow you to download this document here. It won't allow you to do it from that previous page. For whatever reason, they just don't want you to download from there. You can also go up here and click open with, and then Google Docs. And then it'll basically create a copy in Google Docs for you. Okay, so you can see right here that it has the same title, and now it's a Google Docs. So now I can edit it and I can say whatever I need to say, and then I could upload that as my response. Okay. The other thing you can do, if that was a little too complicated, is you can go over here to view assignment, and you can go over to the right. It says your work. So this was made for you. This Word document should be made for you already. And just like before, click on that and go over to open new window and then either download it. So if you download it, you're going to download it like a Word document. Okay. And if you do that, you can edit it as a Word document and then you'll have to upload it as a Word document. That way isn't as clean. So what I personally would do is open with Google Docs, and just like before, now you have a Google Docs copy. You can change it. You can say whatever you need to say. Make sure you put your name here at the top, whatever. It doesn't really matter as long as it's on there. Okay. It's best if it's in the title and at the top, but you know. So if you are given a Word document, it doesn't like to play nice with Google. So what you have to do is basically turn it into a Google document. Now that shouldn't be a problem if you follow those 2 steps that I just showed you. Okay. And I'll show you with another assignment. So here is the Central Dogma Web Quest. Okay. So the Central Dogma Web Quest, I have my own copy because that's how the teachers have set up the pages to give you your own copy when we want you to write on something. Okay. So I would click over here and I can see this page. And I'm going to go over here to open a new window. Again, not sure why they make us do this, but they do. And I can go open with Google Docs. And if it'll ever load, here we go. So now I can just write in here. Okay. So it's a little bit annoying. And we tried to minimize how many Word documents we gave you so that you wouldn't have to deal with this too much. Um, we mostly used Google Docs for that reason. But if you are still having problems, then you can email us or post comments, etc.